explain the things in simple words. So ragging actually, yes. So you have seen, the movie Three Idiots and the ragging scenes actually in the movie. What I would like to say that the movie reveals the harmless fun, the healthy interactions between the seniors and juniors. But one thing which is important, that harmless fun can become a serious issue. So ragging is not a fun, right? Healthy interaction is important, but at the same time, healthy interaction can have severe consequences, right? And I'm sure that most of the students, they have seen Munabai MBBS, for example. Different the ragging scenes actually have been shown in movies based on the some idea, or you can say the some sort of healthy interactions between senior and juniors. But what is important, that healthy interactions can have serious the consequences. Yes. Now, before moving further, what actually is the state of ragging in India during 2022 to 2024? As you can see, a total of 3,156 complaints were registered from 1,946 colleges, registered only at the National Anti-Ragging Helplines. Right? So, in addition to registration of anti-ragging complaints at this portal, there may be cases which are registered in university, or there may be the cases which are directly registered or reported to the police personnel. So this is not the true picture, right? This is one aspect, that out of these cases, right, some of the cases, they are reported at the National Anti-Ragging Helpline or the portal. Most of the cases of ragging are reported from medical institutions or colleges in India, right? But it does not mean that ragging incidents are not reported from the engineering colleges or from the other institutions or from the other, the higher education institutions. But it is fact that most of the ragging incidents, they are reported from medical the colleges. But at the same time, it is true that incidents of ragging go unreported. Therefore, reporting may be minimum. Then, other important fact about ragging is that UGC's anti-ragging helpline received 1,084 complaints in 2024, the highest number in 9 years. What this data shows, what this figure shows, that despite of the UGC regulations 2009 talking about the prevention of ragging, despite of the Supreme Court guidelines to prevent ragging, incidents of ragging are on the rise. It means that in 2024, highest number in 9 years. It means that existing laws, existing mechanism at university level has somewhere, they failed to deal with the issue. 51 ragging deaths were reported from across universities and colleges from 2022 to 2024, out of which 23 were reported from medical colleges. So again, this is the worst form of, the ragging, where, the incidents of ragging finally resulted into death of, the victims. Right? So these are some of the figures and facts which I shared with you to draw conclusions that this is not only the medical institutions, these are not only the medical institutions from where the ragging incidents are reported. There are higher education institutions, there are different other the colleges where ragging incidents are happening, but due to the proper non-reporting of the incidents, figure may not depicting the true picture, right? Now, term ragging has been defined by Supreme Court, the highest court of the country. Term ragging has been defined in UGC regulations in details. I am not going into the details of the ragging, but what actually is the crux of all those definitions, that so far as ragging is concerned, ragging simply means, right, to tease. It is any kind of disorderly conduct, whether spoken or written, or by an act which causes annoyance, hardship, or psychological harm, or raises fear or shame in our students. So you can see the important contents in the definitions, that what actually ragging includes, what actually is included within the scope of the term ragging. It actually is harassment, a type of harassment, annoyance, hardship, psychological harms, or shame to students, right? So definition is not exhaustive. Apart from the acts, there may be other acts which may fall within the ambit of ragging. Okay. Types of ragging. Now, generally, there are two types of the ragging: mild ragging and severe ragging. It is generally restricted to verbal abuse like teasing, asking forcefully for introduction, and trying to ask questions personal in nature. This is actually a form of mild ragging. Then severe ragging, physical and sexual abuses, which leads to mental trauma or instill a fear in the minds of the juniors. It can also cause serious illness, injuries, or even deaths. So these are basically the two types of the ragging, mild ragging and severe ragging, and consequences of both type of ragging are devastating in nature, affecting the victims, right, in multiple ways. Then forms of ragging: financial exploitations, indecent behavior, sexual abuse. Financial exploitation, what actually the term includes? It includes repeatedly asking for financial favors and refusing to return, forcefully demanding money, when asked for money, indulging in abusive and hitting, asking for money for drug or substance abuse. Similarly, indecent behavior includes vulgar words, abusing, provoking juniors to get angry and abusive, testing the patience of junior. Sexual abuse, inappropriate touching or harm to the private parts, passing livid, vulgar comments and suggestive, abusive in nature, blackmailing, forced to indulging in a form of sexual activities. Then further, the physical abuse also comes within the purview of ragging, and it includes forcefully making students to do work for seniors, such as washing clothes, massage, polishing shoes, and cleaning the floor. Physical injuries such as hitting, beating, or any other activity that causes physical harms. And the last but not the least, mental abuse, teasing publicly to hurt, humiliation, psychological manipulation, battering with repeated insults and taunts. For example, the punching and kicking comes within the purview of the battery or assaults under legal the terms. Discrimination based on religion, caste, class, and gender, and then the blackmailing. These are the significant forms of ragging. Why students engage in ragging, right? There cannot be any general rules, but based on some, the available literature, certain facts are common, which are found in, the ragging. Hostel life is boring to them and lacks joyful excitement. So they like to get thrill from ragging so far as the seniors are concerned. To get sadistic pleasures, it means that they like to inflict pain on others for the sake of enjoyment. Some senior students think of themselves as boss and they think that cheap popularity can be gained through ragging others or to show superiority. These are some, the common forms. Though the list is not exhaustive, there can be other, the factors triggering incidents of ragging. Why student engage in ragging, as I told you, and then the moving further, common misconceptions about ragging. Those who are involved in ragging, what actually they perceive, what actually they think. Some students think that ragging is practiced across the world. It helps their personality development, but this is not so. It helps to become strong and face difficult circumstances in life. This is not the reality. It helps in bonding between the students. So these are the common misconceptions about the ragging, which I shared with you. Ragging to some limit should be allowed, right? So these are the points important to remember. Measures taken to prevent ragging at the institutional level. Now the point is that suppose if any student is victim of ragging, what actually is the remedy available? What actually is the general rule that where there is a right, there is a remedy. Because ragging is a violation of human rights. What human rights? Right to live with human dignity, right of honor, reputation, right to get uninterrupted education, right to live with human dignity, right to life, right to move freely within the campus, out of the campus. These are some basic rights, and ragging is treated as and has been declared by the Supreme Court a severe form of human rights violations. It means that if these rights are violated, remedies are available. If by way of ragging your rights are violated, remedies are available. If student is ragged, remedy is available. So where is actually the remedy? At university level, what are the structural mechanism? What actually is the redressal mechanism? It includes formation of anti-ragging committee. So at university level, anti-ragging committee has been constituted to take care of the incidents of ragging. Then formation of anti-ragging squads. Then display names and contact numbers of the members of anti-ragging committee and squad. Then display names and contact number of hostel warden. Orientation and sensitization programs, affidavits or undertakings from students and parents. Now, so far as the mechanism at university level to deal with the incidents of ragging, the significant mechanism that is available in the University Jaipur, that is, the formation of anti-ragging committee. So we have a strong anti-ragging committee, right, headed by, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of the university is the chairpersons, and different deans and directors from the departments, they are the members. I am the convener of, the anti-ragging committee. Then formation of anti-ragging squads. We have anti-ragging squads in the university, where different faculty members from different schools have been included to represent and to take care of the incidents of ragging from their respective schools as well as from the university as a whole. In addition to this, what actually is required, that is orientation and sensitization program. What actually I am doing right now? I am right now sensitizing you. I am making you aware what actually constitutes ragging, what are the forms of ragging, right? What is the remedy available? Where is the remedy available? What mechanism is available at the university level, right? So I am sensitizing you. Initially, when I started my sessions or the talk, I had told you that this is the awareness which is important to deal with the incidents of ragging. So students must be aware, seniors, juniors must be aware through different programs, through different sessions, through the orientation programs which we are doing and you are attending, right? So basic purpose is to make you aware. Then affidavits or undertakings from students and parents. Actually, at the time of admissions, right, the university, takes from the students the undertakings of the students as well as undertaking of the parents, right? That they will discourage the ragging. It actually is a sort of oath from the respective the you can say the parents of the students as well as the students who have admitted. So this actually is the compulsory requirement, and I'm sure that you all have filled the anti-ragging, right, the forms and all on UGC websites. Later on, the concerned departments will get them xeroxed, copied, printed, right, and then they will be preserved in your respective files for future reference. Because next year you will become seniors, so it means that what undertakings you have given, that will be preserved, that will be a sort of evidence against you, where you had committed that you will not involve yourself in any incidents of ragging at the campus. This is the relevance actually of the undertakings, giving of undertakings. Now, so far as moving further, composition of the committee. So I told you that at university level there is anti-ragging committee, anti-ragging squads. Let me clear one more important point here, that at departmental level there is disciplinary committee, and and university level there is proctorial board. But that two bodies actually are different, dealing with the issues related to discipline. But sometimes it becomes difficult to distinguish actually what particular act comes within the definition of ragging. So if it is a purely the act of discipline, then it will be referred to the disciplinary committee. And if person is not satisfied with the decisions of the disciplinary committee, then that matter will be referred to the proctorial board, whose decision shall be final. But so far as the ragging is concerned, two important body, anti-ragging committee, anti-ragging squads. The composition, person from different backgrounds, for example, police, local media, NGO, right? Representative of faculties, representative of parents, representative of students, freshers, seniors, representative of non-teaching staffs. They are the part of, the anti-ragging, the committee. So respective deans and head of the departments from your schools, they are part of, the anti-ragging committee. What actually shall be the duties of anti-ragging committee? Ensure compliance with regulations and relevant laws. UGC regulation 2009 plus laws, penal laws, right? Then monitor and oversee the performance of anti-ragging squad. It means that at the apex there is anti-ragging committee, then below anti-ragging committee there is anti-ragging squad, right? And anti-ragging squad includes, right? It is actually you can say a body which is smaller than the anti-ragging committee, and nominated by head of the university. What actually is the purpose of this anti-ragging squad? That is to keep check, oversight and patrolling functions. Mean the anti-ragging squad will take frequent rounds of the campus, the corridors, the hostel, the mess, right, to see and to observe, to monitor the any untoward incidents and acts. So anti-ragging squad body is important, and anti-ragging squad body, right, performs the different roles, right, and it rates the hostels, vulnerable places, because hostel, mess, canteen, cafeteria, right, these are the locations where there are probabilities of the ragging. So this is the reasons that anti-ragging squad has been assigned duties to inspect these areas on regular intervals or on regular basis, especially during the initial 2 to 3 months of the new academic sessions. Right, so you must be aware that who is the member of anti-ragging squad from your schools. Dr. Vishnu Badodia ji is the member of anti-ragging squad from your schools, right? Then moving further, this is the anti-ragging committee of the ICFAI University Jaipur. At the apex, you can see Professor Dr. H.P. Singh BSM, the Honorable Vice Chancellor of the University, the chairpersons. Then the convener, myself. Then deans, head directors of the respective schools. They are, the police administrations, the students, right? They are part of the anti-ragging committee. Then anti-ragging squad at the top, I and myself, the members, then Dr. Asna Rathod, Dean IVS, and the other faculty members, the hostel wardens. They are the members of anti-ragging squad and regularly take visits of the campus. Now, measures for prevention of ragging at the institutional level as per UGC regulations, right? UGC regulations says that before admission, what is required from the student side or from the university sides? Advertisements for admission shall clearly mention that ragging is totally banned in the institutions, right? Brochure of admission, booklet for candidates shall print the UGC regulations. Then, the prospectus and other admission-related documents shall incorporate all directions of the Honorable Supreme Court in regard of ragging. So, if you have seen the prospectus, you will see there, the details of the anti-ragging committee and anti-ragging, the squads, as well as, the guidelines, along with, the undertakings format. They have been appended with, the prospectus. Database shall be created out of affidavits, as I told you right now, that whatever documents, whatever affidavits you will submit, they will be preserved in the office file for future reference. Then the application for admission shall be accompanied by a document which shall include a report on behavioral patterns of the applicants. It means that before admission and after the admissions, there are certain precautions to be taken at the university level as per the mandate, as per the direction of the UGC. Institute shall take measures for extensive publicity against ragging through posters, leaflets, seminars, street plays and all, and we are regularly doing it. And let me clear one thing, that we are very strict so far as in disciplines is concerned, right? We do not tolerate any sort of indisciplines. We do not tolerate any the incidents of ragging at our campus, and this is the reasons that till date, since inception, since establishment of the university, till date, we have not reported, we have not registered, right, or we have not received any complaints of ragging. So it shows that the environment at the campus is very, conducive for your studies. On admissions, means before admissions, after admissions, there are certain do's and don'ts. I'm not going into details because you already have, the notice those things. Now, punishable ingredients of ragging under penal laws. मैंने अभी तक UGC regulations की बात की, right? What actually is the responsibility of the university? And then, in addition to that, what acts of ragging shall be treated as an offence under different penal laws in India? For example, abatement to raggings is an offence. Abatement to suicide, criminal conspiracy to rag, unlawful assembly and rioting while ragging. Unlawful assembly where more than five students assembled along with weapons or along with having some malevolent intentions, and if they involve in any untoward act, then definitely that will be treated as the unlawful assembly. And if that unlawful assembly is found involved in any incidents of ragging, there is punishment. Then moving further, that is the public nuisance created during ragging, violation of decency and morals, wrongful restraint, wrongful confinement. Wrongful restraint means that if suppose I have a right to move to this direction and I have been obstructed to move, this is wrongful restraint and it is punishable offense, right? So far as the wrongful confinement means, wrongful confinement, if the student is locked in the toilets or in the classrooms, he is actually confined to move, right, out of the limit of the boundary. So if any act of ragging is based on that, where you are confined to move to a particular direction, the direction, right, where you would like to pursue, where you would like to move, where you would like to go, but you are not permitted, that comes within the category of wrongful, the restraint, wrongful confinement, use of criminal force, assault as well as sexual offences, criminal trespass, offences against property, and criminal intimidation. Criminal intimidations means, the threat. Then punishment under penal laws, wrongful restraint, wrongful confinements. So far as the ragging is concerned, different punishments under different provisions of the Indian Penal Code, now BNS, right, have been prescribed. I'm not going into details. UGC regulations to curbing the menace of ragging in higher education institutions. I discussed with you that there are certain acts which will be covered under penal laws and punishment is there. There are certain acts which will be covered under the UGC regulation on curbing the menace of ragging. What actually are the punishments prescribed under UGC guidelines? Right? Suspension from attending classes and academic privileges, withholding, withdrawing scholarship, right? Debarring from appearing in any test exams, withholding results, debarring from representing the institutions, suspension, expulsion from hostel, cancellation of admission, rustication, expulsion from the institutions, right? And last one is collective punishments. It means that if the culprits cannot be identified involved in ragging, then the collective punishment will be inflicted, where all persons may be held liable. Now, this is actually the harsh form of punishment which actually is prescribed under the laws. Right? It means that if individual person who actually was involved in the incident of ragging, right, could not be located, could not be found, right, then in that case collective punishment will be inflicted, may be inflicted. So it means that the law is harsh. Then suppose if university fails to stop the ragging, then punishments have been prescribed and actions can be taken against the university also, and it includes withdrawal of declaration of fitness to receive grants under section 12B, withhold of any grant allocated, and then university may be refused to take admissions, right? If any incidents of ragging is reported from university and university fails to tackle the ragging. So it means that there are punishments under Indian penal laws, there are punishments under UGC regulations, right? Punishments for the culprits, right? As well as the punishments for the university. Then precaution to be taken by first year students. Quick daily update wardens. Daily update warden, prevention is better than cure. Share location with friends and family when accompanying seniors. Inform parents daily. Move around in groups. Ensure problems get resolved within the same day. Contact authorities for any help. If authorities do not help, contact the nearest police station, student welfare center, helpline, disciplined behavior and clothing. Last one is a very important, right? This is what I feel, that is disciplined behavior and clothing. Once students will be disciplined, right, there will be the less probabilities for the ragging at the campus. Now, who are the stakeholders, right? Who can fight against the incidents of ragging collectively? And it shall be responsibility of the stakeholders like family. Counseling is very important. Sometime the person who experienced any sort of the untoward the act at the university may feel anxiety, depression and all. So family counseling in such cases is important. Then senior and juniors can come together to fight against ragging. Then institution, obviously university has role to play. Then the media, government. So these are the stakeholders who can join together to fight against the evil of ragging. These are the important the numbers, the helplines. I'm sure that you have seen, you have noticed those things in the corridors and the different prominent places in the university. Anti-ragging poster and messages displayed in the corridors and at different places, including mess, canteens, for your the awareness, because awareness is important to prevent ragging, as I told you. This is the ragging. It's not a fun, it's not a game, but it can have serious consequences, right? And then the choice is yours. If you are actually the victim, then speak out, right? And if you are the culprits, then stop the ragging. So finally the Indian government has banned ragging, but still we hear many incidents year after year. Let's put a stop, let us make a difference, let us join hands and put an end to this the problems, right? So with these words I would like to conclude, right, my talk or my discussion here with you, right? And the last important point which I would like to share with you, that this is actually the discipline, right? This actually is the awareness which is important, right? To lead a meaningful life at the campus. So be disciplined, right? And be courageous. Speak if you are right. and the wishing you all the best for your coming the academic assignments. So thank you once again, Dr. Professor, Dean, Dr. Ramaji, and other members. Thank you. Yeah, we have a colleague with, yes, please. So I'm sure that I finished my job actually within 30 minutes. We are law people, very punctual about time.
Thank you so much, Dr. Harish Kumar Verma, sir, for addressing this sensitive issue with such clarity and depth. Your words reinforce that the importance of respect, dignity, discipline, and safety within our campus community. Our next session is on Internal Complaints Committee, ICC, a mechanism to ensure fairness, safety, and dignity in our academic ecosystem. The session will be led by Dr. Pratima Soni, Associate Dean and Assistant Professor at ICFAI Law School, the ICFAI University, Jaipur. Dr. Pratima Soni is a distinguished academic and legal professional with over a decade of expertise in legal education, research, and academic administration. With a strong foundation in both commerce and law, she has carved a niche in areas such as corporate law, financial laws, and bankruptcy and insolvency laws. Currently, she is serving as the Associate Dean and Assistant Professor at ICFAI Law School, the ICFAI University, Jaipur, where she is widely respected for her innovative teaching methods, active student engagement, and administrative leadership. Her academic contributions are noteworthy. She has authored and co-authored 6 research papers in reputed journals, including Scopus Index ones, and 6 book chapters, including an acclaimed chapter on cross-border mergers, which was adjudicated as the best research paper in the academicians category. She has also authored influential books such as GST and e-commerce legal implications in the Indian market, taxation laws, and co-edited corporate law in India, navigating the global landscape. Beyond publications, Dr. Soni has a patent to her credit titled AI-based device for automated nanoparticle coating, showcasing her innovative spirit and interdisciplinary approach. She has presented at various national and international conferences, actively contributing to academic and professional discourse. Her leadership extends to organizing major events like the Surana and Surana National Labor Law Moot Court Competition and skill development programs for village students under ICFAI's outreach initiatives. She also serves in pivotal administrative roles such as chairperson of the Internal Complaint Committee, coordinator for the Legal Aid and Pro Bono Club, participant institution coordinator for Unnat Bharat Abhiyan, and head of the Center for Consumer Protection. Recognized for her dedication, she has received multiple awards, including honors from ICFAI University Jaipur for outreach initiatives and from Uniraj Alumni Federation during the Mahila Samman event in March 2025 for her contributions to society. Dr. Pratima Soni exemplifies a rare blend of scholarship, leadership, and social commitment and inspiration for students and peers alike. I would now like to request Dr. Rana Mukherjee to kindly present a sapling to Dr. Pratima Soni as a token of our respect and admiration. Thank you, sir. Now I request Dr. Pratima Soni to kindly take over the session.
Very good afternoon, everyone. Am I audible? First of all, welcome in ICFAI University. Okay. Now, I would like to first of all explain the title of the presentation, Understanding Sexual Harassment Laws Within the Indian Legal System. We as a woman feel very proud because our law protects us. But what is the meaning of sexual harassment? Can anyone let me know? What is the meaning of sexual harassment for you? I hope all of you know this word and you know about this. Can anyone let me know what is the meaning of sexual harassment? No one? Yes, please. Rather than lecture, interactive session is, I think, good.
Inappropriate touch or references towards someone's body or their private parts is sexual harassment.
Okay, good, very good. Anyone else other than this student? Anyone else from girls' side? Actually, this is related to females and girls. Please, anyone? You are not comfortable, I think? Okay, no problem. Actually, this presentation explores how sexual harassment addressed by Indian laws. So first of all, we discuss about what is the meaning of the sexual harassment. Next slide, please. Okay. Sexual harassment is a type of harassment based on the sex or gender of a victim. Victim, it means person whom's against sexual behavior done by someone. Okay. Or we can say unpleasant or unwelcome behavior done by someone. Okay. It can involve offense, sexist or sexual behavior, verbal or physical. Maybe sometimes sexual harassment done by words. So verbal harassment is also count as a sexual harassment. And the sexual actions up to bribery, coercion, and assault. Coercion, it means that someone threat you for doing something which is not allowed according to the law, or prohibited act. Someone force you for doing prohibited act, like slap someone or say something else which is not acceptable by someone in general, like abusive words for someone. And the sexual harassment is a behavior, it's a behavior, human behavior, and it is defined as unwelcome behavior of a sexual nature. Unwelcome behavior, it means someone not comfortable. If you say something to someone which is not accepted by someone, or something bad for person in front of you, then it means a person feels uncomfortable. So if someone feels uncomfortable and your act according to the law, as per the sections of the POSH Act, in case your act considered or comes under the definition of sexual harassment, like physical touch, for example, bad touch, then definitely your act is considered as a sexual harassment. And it can include comments. Maybe it's different form, in different forms sexual harassment done by accused. Sometimes it can include comments like you are looking very hot, you are looking very beautiful. For example, someone says you are looking good, then it's not a bad comments, I think. And if someone says you are looking tota, then definitely it's a comment, right? It comes it can include comments, job and gesture, unwelcome touching like bad touch, and sexual creates a nuisance and display explicit material, because we are in digital era at present. So if someone share with you pictures which comes under the pornography material, as per the rules and regulations, then definitely if you share with someone, or in case if you share someone who is not completed 18-year age, then definitely it's a criminal offense. Okay. So if someone share with you sexual or pornographical material, then definitely it comes under the sexual harassment. Because if someone showing me this type of material and I feel uncomfortable, I am not accept the others act, then definitely it comes under the sexual harassment. Or any other behavior that creates a hostile or offensive work environment. Hostile environment, it means if you create a group, class group, and you allude someone or you can isolated someone by creating group, then definitely it's like a kind of a harassment. Okay, mental harassment. So sexual harassment is a illegal because it's considered as a criminal offense according to the POSH Act, according to the Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. Okay, and can result in disciplinary action, legal penalties, and even criminal charges are also mentioned in our legal system. Next one is meaning after meaning. Legal framework. Okay. At 4 places, sexual harassment is defined, but few law acts biased, and UGC regulation 2015 is not biased. Biased, it means gender biased. Okay. Constitution of India, Article 14 and 15. Both the articles provides us equal opportunity without discrimination behavior of others on the basis of the race, caste, or gender. Okay, it means these articles are also providing fundamental right for us, and they protect women, especially for providing us through articles. We are protected for working in good environment, or we can say good, and employers are bound to provide us a good environment for working and equal opportunities like that. Okay? And the second is Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace, Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act 2013. In title of this act, 3 major steps given. First, prevention, preventive steps. So we are awareing you, and we are preventing from the sexual harassment. And prohibition, few acts which is not considered as an act, means prohibited under this act. So we'll discuss with you and aware you about your acts, which acts comes under the sexual harassment, or which act not comes under the sexual harassment. Okay, and redressal mechanism adoption is also mandatory according to the POSH Act in higher education institution and any other organization in India. UGC, we all know it's very important for the higher education point of view. UGC, our regulation body. So UGC, prevention, prohibition and redressal of sexual harassment of women employees and students in higher education institution regulation 2015. UGC is not gender biased. It means UGC is gender neutral. According to our law, we are just taking the interpretation of the rules and regulations, because gender is not mentioned. Means rules and regulations is not related to a particular gender. So the interpretation of these regulations is it's applicable on boys, girls, and even third gender, because third gender is also a part of gender as per previous amendments in Constitution of India. So UGC is neutral. So boys are also protected according to the UGC regulation 15. I hope you understand. After Satyame Jayate serial, men are also harassed by a male person. So not only the women, now we are open for discussion. In present scenario, male persons are also harassed by male persons. So UGC is not biased for you. Okay, Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita, again it's biased. Okay, Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita protects women. We'll discuss few sections related to the sexual harassment. And the fifth, university-specific sexual harassment policy. In ICFAI University, we have a particular policies related to sexual harassment. If you visit our website page and go to the quick link, sixth point, policy prohibition description sexual harassment. This policy is available at here for your reading. Okay, if you want, you can after completing the session, please go and read this for your benefits. Okay. Whenever issues comes in front of the legislatures prepare draft a bill, and then after passing in parliament, after consent of the president, drafted bill converts it into act. But before bill now, first time in India in 1979, UN at the international level, a UN conventions related to the women's right, and India adopts this few guidelines or few rules and regulations from the UN conventions in 1979, because India is also part of this convention. So we are bound to adopt or prepare guidelines related to the protection of the women. Okay. Now, constitutional point of view, constitutional provision Article 14 provides us equal opportunity, means for the studies, for the work. Now, we are women, but this Article 14 provides us equal opportunity. Or we are law treated as equal, right? And the Article 15 is also protect us from discrimination behavior of anyone based on our caste, our color, our religion. Okay. And the Article 21 is very important because this provides us not only the safety, but yes, it provides us the opportunity to live with our dignity. Our right to life. Okay. And the second, right to safe environment. Safe working environment, and safe working environment includes a safe environment related to the studies also. Right to practice any profession or to carry on any occupation, trade, business, including right to a safe environment free for sexual harassment. Right to a safe environment includes the right to safe from the sexual harassment. Not only the physical body, means if someone try to threaten you, or someone try to push you, or someone threaten you, okay, if you are not doing this thing, then I'll murder your relatives, and then it means it is not only the harassment, but it's a mental harassment, not a sexual harassment. So it talks about the mental harassment and sexual harassment both. Okay. So we women are protected through Article 14, 15, and 21. Vishakha versus others, Vishakha and others versus state of Rajasthan. Before 1997, no guidelines available in India, so we are not protected. Now, after according to the UN Convention, definitely this issues raised in India for protection point of view, but no guidelines, no rules and regulations specifically available in India. So this case is a very landmark case. In this case, Bhavri Devi, I hope those who are from the Rajasthan know very well Bhavri Devi. She is from the Dalit Samaj reservation community. So she is a social worker, and few upper caste male persons just gang raped and murdered her because she tried to stop child marriage in her village. So this lady is brutally murdered, but in lower court, the decisions, no justice provided by the lower court. So few NGOs, relatives, friends filed an application, and this case goes to the Supreme Court for the judgment. And after this case, in judgment, Supreme Court of India instruct the employers and government of India for making a proper arrangements related to resolve these issues. And first time in India, in Supreme Court's decision, sexual harassment properly defined in India. Before 1997, no clear definition is available related to sexual harassment. Means what type of acts comes under the sexual harassment. It was not defined before 1997. And provide a safe working environment as per the Supreme Court's guideline. government are bound to provide a safe environment. According to the directive of principles which is given in Constitution of India, the state government and central government are bound to provide a safe environment. Okay, means few responsibilities imposed by the imposed on the government by according to the Constitution of India. And the third thing, duty of the employer to file a complaint in case any case comes in front of the employer, then employers are bound to file a FIR, or have, in case they have a redressal mechanism, then they will deal according to the rules and process given in the portion. Employer to assist the employee if she is sexually harassed. Assistance provided by the employer is mandatory. Like for example, because in case victim face some mental trauma, then definitely counseling sessions provided by the employers, or physical safety or work safety also provided by the employer as per the guideline. Duty to employer to spread awareness. Like we are taking our sessions, then it is on this type. Awareness sessions is required, and duty to government to widen the scope of this guideline. These are the instructions given by the Supreme Court to the central government for protecting women. And this case is also very important. It's a landmark judgment, because just drafting a bill or passing an act in parliament is not enough. In 1997, no doubt, guideline prepared by the central government according to the instruction of the Supreme Court. But the major problem is implementation of the guideline, because guideline ही अगर आपकी prepared है but implemented नहीं है, then what happened? I hope all of you know, after new motor vehicle act, definitely in case if you are not wearing proper ISI mark helmet, तो क्या होगा? आपको ट्रैफिक पुलिस चालान कर देगा, right? Means proper implementation of law है, but no supervision, no implementation of guidelines. So in 2012, one social activist, Kotwal Lele, filed a public interest litigation. Public interest litigation, according to our law, a litigation or a writ which is related to a public and public interest. Means sexual harassment or protection of women is a public issue. So this lady, social activist, filed a case related to implementation of the guideline proper. Means central government prepare a structure which may be supervised or just time to time observe organizations or higher education institutions follow the guidelines or not. So in 2012, after in this case Supreme Court's judgment, this case in 2012, the Supreme Court ruled in her favor, means in Miss Lily's favor, recognized that mere guideline were not enough. Means preparing guideline from 1997 to 2012 not enough, because only preparing guidelines does not protect the women or girl child. So strict implementation was necessary. This case became a turning point and directly influenced the creation of the POSH Act 2013. After this judgment, central government legislatures prepare a POSH Act, and this POSH Act comes into the picture. And in 2013, this case act applicable in India. Okay. So according to this POSH Act, the full form of the title is the Sexual Harassment of Women at Workplace Prevention, Prohibition and Redressal Act 2013. Now, when we are doing something, then definitely we decide our objective for related to our act. So every time, whenever legislatures introduce a new act, then they prepare a first objective of the act. Means आपका वो act क्यों लाना है? क्या कोई और act हमारे किसी तरह के act को prohibit नहीं कर रहा है, या फिर कोई और act हमें जो है protection provide नहीं कर रहा है? तो definitely yes. Before 2012, no specific act is available in India. So 2012 Act's objective is prevention of sexual harassment, protection of women employees, including students. Redressal of complaints means a particular redressal mechanism provided in this act for solving the issues, and legal recognition and accountability of employer. Fifth point is very important. Means in this particular act, or we can say central government impose a responsibility on the employer or higher education institution owners, okay, adopt a redressal mechanism. In case we are not adopting or your owners are not adopting this mechanism, then definitely they are doing some offense. Okay, the empowerment through awareness is mandatory according to the act. Okay. Now, University Grant Commission, I'm already discussed with you. What are the legal provisions regarding higher education policies? As per the higher education policy of UGC, definitely we have ICC and IUJ. And according to the guidelines, according to the regulation, yes, we have representative from the each department, and not only the faculty, but yes, students are also representative in this committee. I will discuss with you at the end. Now, actually, as per law, we want to understand what is sexual harassment, which type of act is considered as a sexual harassment. So you can able to decide what to do or what not to do, because sometimes we are very casual, we are adopting a very casual approach. Okay, क्या जाता है, लेकिन टोटा हमने 4 friends हम लोग ग्रुप में खड़े हुए और हमने we are passing comments, है ना? So which type of act comes under the sexual harassment according to section 2 of POSH and section 2 of regulation? Number 1, physical contact or advances. If someone try to take the advances from you, okay, I'm a male person, male teacher, and I'll say you, okay, come and meet me in evening. I'll give you 20 marks extra. What happened? Is it a sexual harassment? My act is a sexual harassment? Comes under the sexual harassment? Yes. According to section 2. I'm so sorry, faculty members. Goodbye. Physical contact without permission, without your consent. If someone tried to contact you physically, then definitely this type of act or behavior comes under the sexual harassment. And the second one, a demand or request for sexual favor. Like I'll give you promotion. Okay, tomorrow we are just trying to announce a student council. I'll give you a post student president. Okay, this and please please me. So what is this? Yes, this is a sexual harassment. Making sexual colored remark. Okay, from this community proposal looks like this. Right? Like, or you are looking very hot. You are looking tota. Okay, your lipstick is looking very good. You are looking very good in red lipstick. So this type of comments considered as a sexual harassment if someone is feel uncomfortable. Okay. Any other unwelcome physical, verbal, or non-verbal conduct of a sexual nature. We'll discuss that in detail. Look at this. These pictures, according to these pictures, we can able to understand which type of act comes under the sexual harassment. Like someone come and hug you from the backside and you don't feel good. Okay. Someone stare you with bad intention, right? These pictures you can show. If someone try to physically contact you or hug you without your permission, hold your hand without your permission, then definitely it comes under sexual harassment. Okay. Bharatiya Nyaya Sanhita. These are the sections related to the especially for the women and children. But I will discuss only 2 sections. First, section 69. Few words are very common for the law students. For the other students other than law students are not common. So don't feel shy. We'll discuss about this. Sexual intercourse by employing deceitful means. If someone try to physically harass you or try to contact you without your permission, okay, it comes under the rape definition also if consent was not given by the victim. Okay, not only the 69 but other sections are also related to this. And section 75, few acts I'm already discussed, but this section specially mentioned here, guilty of the offense of sexual harassment. I mean, these 5-6 types of acts comes under the definition of the sexual harassment offense. It means These acts comes under the offense, and if someone involved in this type of offense and someone file the complaints against anyone, then definitely a legal proceedings is started against the person. And if committee finds the guilty that person, then definitely punishment, penalty, provisions also applicable to the accused person. Now, a very interesting area. What is the meaning of flirting? Why I am discussing with you? First of all, I will just clear you, because internal complaint committee accept the application only if your application comes under the sexual harassment review. Okay, in case if someone is involved in the flirting and later on after breakup you come in front of us, and then we will not accept your application. Okay, what comes under the ICC purview? Someone let me know what is the meaning of flirting from anyone, please. It's very interesting area. You are in teenage, coming in college, और अभी तो बहुत सारा freedom मिला है, attraction है, looking very good. इसे तो batchmate है मेरा, मेरे को तो friend बनाना ही है ना? So what comes under the flirt? Now, according to the definition, playful or romantic behavior mutually welcome between individuals. It means both the parties are feel pleasure and they are having understanding in between each other. They are having concern related to their behaviors, right? And consent is very important according to the law, because we are from the law field. So consent is very important. If consent is exist in your relationship or your understanding between each other, then definitely it comes under the flirting. If you give your consent, I think all of you know about the Pink movie. कितने students हैं जिन्होंने Pink movie नहीं देखी है? No means no. नहीं देखी आप लोगों ने? देखी है? तो देखिएगा. No means no. It means you want to say no if you are not feel comfortable. अगर आप नहीं बोलते हैं no, अगर आप नहीं कहते हैं, then it means you allow someone to do something wrong with you. Means later on अगर आप कहते हैं कि oh something bad happened with me, something wrong happened with me, no, nobody's accept your application. या आपकी जो request है, okay, do something against someone, will not entertain. So this is the difference between sexual harassment and flirting. And intention. No bad intention exists in flirting, but in sexual harassment, yes. No consent is involved and intention is very bad or violate the rules and regulations. Means prohibited act according to section 2 of POS Act. According to the section 2 of UGC regulation, 5 type of major acts defined. In case your act is related to the list given, then definitely you are violate the boundaries or you are violate the regulations and rules. Then definitely your act is a punishable act. Okay, or maybe, and we are just accept your application in case sexual harassment issues exist in your friendship, relations, understanding, and later on live-in relationship, and later on breakup, will not entertain you, will not accept your application. Okay. Now, what comes under workplace? This is very important. Higher education is also part of the workplace, because so many places in regulations and act, workplace includes higher education, and campus means what for all of you. Okay, anyone just let me know. Bus facilities provided by the universities comes under the campus definition. Yes, library, classroom, corridor, lab, mess, okay, cafeteria, in campus. That these all are comes under the campus definition. Why I am discussing with you? Because in case in any incident happens at this place, then definitely it comes under the ICC purview. Because jurisdiction is a very important. Because in case your issues related to the out of campus, then definitely it's not comes under our jurisdiction, and we are not accept your application. Now, aggrieved women. Who is aggrieved women? Students and employees. And student, this is also very important. Current students means existing students. You all are enrolled and registered yourself, so you are current student right now. And future students, it means person, maybe in next year few students come and visit our university, so they are considered as a future student as per Act. And degree students, if someone comes in ICFAI University for attending your departmental competition or maybe event like seminar, conferences, then definitely students comes under the deemed students. If you say something or your act comes under the sexual harassment, then definitely deemed students are also eligible for filing application in ICC, right? Different type of sexual harassments: verbal, non-verbal, visual, physical, psychological. Now a new terms comes in picture right now. Psychological harassment means mental harassment. So mental harassment, it means कि someone create a group against you and they spread rumors against you and they isolated you. Then this type of activity of others gives you a mental stress. So this comes under the psychological harassment. And digital harassment means you involve spreading the material which comes under the pornography. Okay. So these type of harassment I am already discussed with you. Role and responsibilities of ICC. We received complaint, and when after receiving complaint, we start inquiry against a complaint accused person and maintain the confidentiality. I assure you, we will maintain your confidentiality. We will not disclose your identity, even your name, your program, or your department, etc. Providing support to complainant. If you want any support from us, like for example, you required evidence for the filing FIR against someone, then definitely we will provide if we have. And in case any counseling sessions you want, then definitely we'll provide you. Okay. Very important point, submission of complaint within 3 months of the last incident. In case incident happens today, it means 22nd August, then within 30 days you need to be report to the ICC in writing. Okay, verbal complaint not accepted by the ICC. So keep in your mind, if you want to file complaint, then within 30 days you need to be complaint. Okay, right of the complainant. Definitely, we will provide you a statement, a copy of the statement along with all the evidences and list of witness submitted by the respondent. It's quasi-judicial process. Quasi-judicial process, it means thoda court jaisa process hota hai. Will issue the notice, will provide you the statements filed by the respondent. Okay, support in lodging FIR. If you want to be, file FIR against someone, then we'll help you. And in case of fear of intimidation from the respondent, her statement can be recorded in absence of the respondent. We'll provide you full safety. Right to appeal. In case if you are not satisfied with the ICC's decision, then you are free to file appeal against the order of the ICC. Rights of the respondent. Sometimes students file false applications. So respondent also protected from the according to the law. So they have rights. Means first of all, right to hearing. Means without recording your statement will not issue an order against anyone. So you have right of opportunity of hearing. Number one. Number two, your identity is also not disclosed by the ICC according to the rules and regulations. Okay, counseling is also allowed us in case someone wants to settle the case, because in case out of the court also according to the alternative dispute resolution procedure and according to the POSH, we have a right related to the settlement case in between both the parties, respondent and petitioner. Okay, so sometime we'll not take a or not recommend the penalty or punishment recommendations. Now, false accusation and previous complaint according to section 14. In case someone filed a false or malicious complaint and false evidence, then definitely we have right to take the action against the complainant also. Okay. What are the penalties of the false complaints? Number one, written apology, warning, withholding of promotion, or in case the student will remove from the clubs and committees, and withholding of pay raise or increments, termination, the guilty from services, undergoing a counseling sessions, or carrying out community services. In case of students, then definitely will expel you or suspend you for some time. Okay. False or malicious complaint, few judgments related to the false complaint filed by the victim or filed by the complainant. So, court give the judgment against the complainant. तो ये ना सोचे कि complainant ने file कर दिया तो पता नहीं क्या हो गया. You are also protected by law. Okay. Now, we all know about this. Now, ICC's importance and ICC role defined by the Supreme Court in this particular case. So, you can go on Google and search about the ICC's role. Yes. So, what we can do or what to do or what not to do. At the end, क्या समझे आप? क्या कौन सा act नहीं करना चाहिए आपको? Together, we can create workplace, community, and network where everyone feels respect and free from harassment. So, respect your batchmates, respect your seniors and juniors, your faculty members. Okay. Never use abusive words or words which comes under the sexual harassment. Okay. This is the ICC committee mail ID. If you want to mail us, you can mail. Or if you want to discuss with us, my cabin number is F125. Anyone can come and file a complaint. If you want any assistance, please, most welcome. If you want to discuss anything, most welcome. Okay. F125 is my cabin number, first floor at Adam Block. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Soni, for this highly informative session. Your guidance empowers our students to be more aware, more responsible, and confident in knowing that fairness and justice are strongly upheld in our university campus. Moving on, our final session for today, and indeed for Deeksharambh 2025, is one on the most transformative reforms shaping higher education in India, the National Education Policy 2020, NEP 2020. We are delighted to have with us Dr. Mukesh Kalla, Associate Professor and Head at the Department of CSE, the ICFAI University Jaipur, ICFAITECH, the ICFAI University Jaipur. Dr. Mukesh Kalla is currently serving as Associate Professor and Head of the Department of Computer Science and Engineering, where he also holds the crucial role of NEP convener. With an illustrious academic journey, Dr. Kalla has earned his BE, MTech, and PhD in computer science and engineering, and brings with him over 22 years of rich teaching experience. Prior to joining ICFAI University Jaipur, he served as Associate Professor and Head ITS at Sir Padampat Singhania University, Udaipur. A respected academic and researcher, Dr. Kalla's expertise spans machine learning, image processing, wireless networks, natural language processing, and theoretical computer science. He has published extensively in high-impact SCI and Scopus Index journals and international conferences, making significant contributions to the field. Dr. Kalla is a senior member of IEEE, associate member of the Institute of Engineers, and a life member of the Indian Society for Technical Education. He is also a Cisco CCNA instructor trainer and holds IBM data science certification, adding to his versatile technical credentials. His innovation-driven outlook is reflected in his 6 patents, out of which 3 have been granted by the Government of India. Under his guidance, 4 PhD scholars have successfully completed their doctoral research, while 3 others are currently pursuing their work under his supervision. With his blend of academic brilliance, research acumen, and leadership, Dr. Kalla continues to inspire students and colleagues alike, while actively shaping the future of higher education through the effective implementation of National Education Policy 2020 at the ICFAI University, Jaipur. Now I invite Dr. Mukesh Kalla to enlighten us on the principles and implementation of National Education Policy 2020.
Good afternoon. So today I discuss about the basically one of the national education policy, and there are number of pillars for implementing the education policy. So one by one we have to discuss. First, primary we have to discuss about the academic bank of credits. So how to create the academic bank of credit, and then we have to proceed for the education policy, that is how to generate the program outcome. Hello. Then we can move to the program outcome. Then what is the need of education policy? Then we can move to the Bloom taxonomy level, how to measure the outcome of the students. And then finally we can move to the Indian knowledge system, how the Indian knowledge system is correlated with the domain of computer science, or it is correlated with the domain of BPT, or it's correlated with the domain of forensic science. So that is our total divided into the 3 sections for presentation. So we start with the creation of the academic bank of credit. First and fundamental thing is that creation of the academic bank of credit. So I think every student, they have to create the ABC ID. But if you have any doubt, you have to just show the view of the PPT where you can understand how to create the academic bank of credit and why it is so important. Okay. So what is the academic bank of credit? Academic bank of credit is just like as a bank statement where you can put your money into the bank, you can require the bank account. Similarly, whenever you have some credit you can earn in every semester, then this credit you can transfer into the DigiLocker, and that is called as a 12-digit ABC ID. So that is a very mandatory for all the institutes, for all the higher education, for all the colleges. So this is all the digital repository for your credit. Now the concern is that few of the students, they can face the problem, what is the APAR ID, sir? APAR ID or ABC ID is same or it is different. So I can say APAR ID is created at the level of school and ABC ID is created at the university level. That is the first difference. But if suppose whether you have to create the APAR ID, there is no need to create the ABC ID. It is automatically linked to the ABC ID. Same APAR ID should be linked to the ABC ID. So here we have to use the website, that is abc.gov.in, where you can show your academic bank of credit. Now this is the difference between the APAR ID and ABC ID. So main APAR ID and ABC ID both are the same. Only the difference is that the APAR ID should be created at the level of school. Okay. Now, why the ABC ID is important? Why we have to create the ABC ID? So ABC ID is important because the reason is that we can easily track your credit. If suppose how much credit you can earn in every semester, you can easily track with the help of the ABC ID. You can support multiple entry and exit points and required student enrolling for the UGC approved course or institutes, and that is easily credit transfer from one institute to another institute. So now the thing is that previously whatever we have to apply for the job, you can require all the document. But here nowadays it is not required. It is required only the 12-digit ABC ID. Whenever another employer, they can simply say the 12-digit ABC ID, they can show all the records, how much credit you can earn, and you are able to take the admission for the higher education for the PG program. So this is a very digital initiative by the Government of India, and it is a mandatory for all the students. Now, when we have to create the ABC ID, what are the prerequisites? What the prerequisite is required to creation of the ABC ID? Only the two things we have to require. One is the Aadhaar card, and then Aadhaar card associated with the mobile number. Now, what we have to facing the problem by ABC ID creation, that problem is that Aadhaar name and certificate name should not be matched. Some name is that Ravi Shankar Prasad, and Aadhaar name is Ravi Prasad. So Shankar gayab ho gaya usme se. So what will be happen? That is a mismatch of C name, which is called as a C name error. So now the thing is that when prerequisite of the ABC linked with a mobile number, if suppose your mobile number is associated with the Aadhaar, you are not giving the correct, then the wrong, the OTP which is sent to the another number. So that is also not processed, complete the task. Then registered mobile number hona chahiye, then it is active DigiLocker account. Now, the step-by-step process. So we can just come to the what is the step-by-step process for creation of the academic bank of credit. So first step is visit the ABC portal, that is a www.abc.gov.in. Second step is that you can click on student and student to move to the account sections. Now we can sign it with the DigiLocker, use the DigiLocker credential. You can use the digilocker.gov.in and link Aadhaar and mobile, that is authenticate Aadhaar OTP for the verification. After that, fill student detail where the name, gender, date of birth, university, program and year. And then finally, it should be generate the ABC ID, that Academic Bank of Credit ID. That is a simply a ID which generates the name, date of birth, gender and 12-digit ABC ID. Okay, and that ABC ID is mandatory requirement as a enrollment number. So now, student dashboard overview. After creation of the ABC ID, you should have created one student dashboard. And in the case of student dashboard, we have to view the earned credit, link the institutes. You can earn credit from the which institutes. If suppose whether you can earn credit from the ICFAI University, that they have to show. So this and this semester you can earn this credit from this so and so university. Linked institute, download academic credit reports and QR code for the verification. So this is all the digital initiative, and all your records should be uploaded on the DigiLocker portal, whether every mark sheet or for the every degree certificate. It is also put into this DigiLocker portal. So now, what are the common issues and solutions? The issue is that Aadhaar not linked with the mobile. So first issue is that if suppose your Aadhaar number is not linked with the mobile, then OTP will be sent to the another number, and it is. So what you can do, you can first verify your mobile number, or you can verify the mobile number or update your mobile number with the Aadhaar office. Another thing is that you have the DigiLocker login fail. If the DigiLocker login fail, you can again connect with the reset of the password, and then is the invalid detail where the contact university admin. So these all are the 3 points, common issues we have to generate it. And the last issue is that if CNAME error. And what is a CNAME error? Your Aadhaar name and certificate name both are mismatched. Okay. So now we can summarize the academic bank of credit. To summarize the academic bank of credit, that is the ABC ID is the mandatory for all the higher education students. Mandatory means every student have the ABC ID. If suppose those who have not created the academic bank of credit, you should have to create. Okay, because your all mark sheet should be uploaded on the DigiLocker portal, and that is only possible when you have to create the academic bank of credit. Simple process via the DigiLocker and Aadhaar enable flexible and transparent academic progress tracking. Academic progress tracking means whatever the 12-digit number is mentioned, they can easily identify how much credit you have to earn. Out of suppose 36 credit, you earn 24 credit, that will be so. Out of 36, you can earn all 36 credit, they also show. So that is just as a digital form of your report card. Okay. So here that is a 3 help desk. One is the ABC help desk, where use the support at abc.gov.in. University, college, academic staff, you help if you suppose face any problem. And the third one is that DigiLocker supporter. DigiLocker supporter is the help desk at digitallocker.gov.in. So here, these are the 3 steps where we have to create. Now, we can show the video where we can create the ABC ID, how to upload the record. So that you can just show me the video. Now, meanwhile, the video is going on. So we have to discuss again another. After that creation, I think everyone should know how to create the ABC ID. Or do you know what is the difference between the APAR ID and ABC ID? So what is the APAR ID? Tell me. You. Yeah, not in school level. Okay. Now my another question is that if suppose one student at the school level, they have to create the APAR ID. Is it possible to create new ABC ID or not? No, because this APAR ID automatically linked to the ABC ID. Clear? So this is the concept you have to clear. These are the steps, and this is the I have just shown the video here where you show that how it should be creation of the academic bank of credit. So those students, how many of the students have created the APAR ID and ABC ID? Okay, good. How many of them they have not created till now? Okay, I think there are very few students, but I request all the students, you have to create this ID. If you face any problem, you can connect with me or in the office of CSE. Okay, but I have to just show all the process. In this process, you can easily create the APAR ID and ABC ID. This is the first concern. Okay. Now the other part is that what are the principles of the national education policy? The principle of the national education policy is that the Krishna Rangan, that is a ISRO of chairman, and they have suggested few of the points. What type of national education policy, and they basically focus on the 5 points. And the 5 points is that creativity, critical thinking, logical based decisions, and innovation. These are the point pillars where we have to create the education policy. They should know about some new innovation. They should know about some logical thinking. Okay? So then we have to create some of the part of the national education policy. Now when we have to use this education policy, first thing is that you can find out the outcome-based education. This is the first pillar. In the national education policy, there is n number of pillars. There are a lot of debates are going on about the education policy. First is that in the university point of view, academic bank of credit is the first one. Every document, mark sheet should be reflected on the digital platform. Another point is that outcome-based education. Outcome-based education means that every student, whatever you have to teach, you should know what is the objective of this course. After completion of the course, you should know what is the outcome of this course. Okay? You know, ये subject में क्यों पढ़ रहा हूँ? If suppose whether I learned the web technology. Then I know what after completion of the web technology, can I able to develop the industry problem? Can I able to solve this problem which is asked from the market? Whether it is correct, then my particular course is valid. Okay, that is the aim of the education policy. So the national education policy, when we can use the review and revamping of all aspects of the education structure, including the regulation and the governance, to create the new system that is aligned with the point of the concept of called as a SDG, that is called as a Sustainable Development Goal. Anybody should know what are the total 14 Sustainable Development Goal? Anybody in the class? Sustainable Development Goal मालूम है क्या है? That is a क्या क्या बोलते हैं? Clean water, आपको pure water मिलना चाहिए, clean energy मिलनी चाहिए, every poverty reduce होनी चाहिए, education होनी चाहिए, ठीक है ना? Flood analysis minimize होना चाहिए, ठीक है? Safety होनी चाहिए, industry maximum industry होनी चाहिए. So these all are the 14 sustainability development goals. So while we have to creating the national education policy, you can remember these all are the sustainable development goals and emphasize the development based on the creativity, critical thinking, logical decision making. Okay, so we have to develop the cognitive capacities for the critical thinking and problem solving for both social, emotional, and ethical capacities. So that we have to use the research and innovations, and research and innovation always start from the school level to move towards the university level. I can come to this point. This is the fundamental principle of the NEP. That is the equal emphasis of this, all the 4 points which we have to discuss. To achieve this 4 point, we can use the graduate attributes and the learning outcome. Last one, beta. Any problem? Last one. Please. Yep. Please stand up. Any problem, beta? What's your good name? Lakshya. Okay. If you have any doubt, then please ask to me directly. Okay? Please sit down. So now we can come to the education policy. First is that academic bank of credit. Second is the outcome-based education. And outcome-based education, we can use the graduate attributes and the learning outcome. To find out the learning outcome, we can first go through the outcome-based education. What is the meaning of outcome-based education? Outcome-based education means it should be observable, it should be measurable. कि whatever the content जो आप पढ़ रहे हैं, उसका outcome क्या है? ठीक है ना, उसको आप measure कर सकते हैं कि now we can आप measure कैसे करेंगे? With the help of project, with the help of internship, with the help of some critical thinking problem. Whether you want to solve some complex problem, then you are able to say, now sir, I am confident about this subject. Not we have asked about all the basic problems. Okay. So first is the program outcome. The program outcome are the statement of what student is expected to know or to able to do at the time of the graduation. So importance of the PO in OB is that it is achieve the program education objective and guide curriculum development for assessments and graduate attribute that is defined by the National Board of Accreditation. These all are the program outcome. When we talk about the BCA or we talk about the engineering students, there are total number of 12 program outcome. Okay, and what are the 12 program outcome? Program outcome is that when we talk about the engineering perspective, it is the engineering knowledge. Then problem analysis. Whatever the problem is given to you, you can just analyze the problem. After problem analysis, we can move to the design a complex problem. That is the program outcome 3. Whenever we can move into the program outcome 4, it is an investigation. Program outcome 5 is the use the modern tool. Modern tool means that nowadays everyone should have to use the ChatGPT, DeepSeek, Python programming. Before Python programming, we can use the C programming, C++ programming. Prior to that, we can use the Pascal, Fortran. So now that modern tool, whatever you have to introduce into the market, you are familiar with that modern tool. Next is the communication skill. After you have a good communication skill, then you can move to the ethics. If you have ethics means, if suppose someone is create a project, another one is copy same project, that ethics is not applicable. So someone is required the ethics, someone is a teamwork. So these all are the 12 program outcome, and it is a mandatory for after completion of the degree program of the student, they should have complete all this, achieve this program outcome. So I have to just discuss about all these things: environment, sustainability, ethics, and teamwork, and communications. Communication is also one of the very important parts. That is a soft skill. You know how to communicate with the others. Okay? Project management and finance and lifelong learning. These all are the 12 program outcomes. Now, we want to achieve this program outcome, we require the Bloom taxonomy. Anybody should know what is the Bloom taxonomy? Bloom taxonomy is we can call it as an educational psychologist who developed the classification of the level of question. Means, if suppose that is reflected in the question paper. In a question paper, if suppose whenever we have to ask the question of all, what is the Ohm's law, what is the Kirchhoff law, that is a question is only for remembering. But when question asked, you can apply the Ohm law into so and so situations. That is called as you can apply, analyze, evaluate. So now Bloom taxonomy says that whenever you have to judge the student, whenever you have to identify if this student is capable or not, you can ask different level of question. Not we can ask simple question. Explain the structure of C programming, explain the for loop, while loop. Rather than they can ask the application part. Okay, so that is the come from the Bloom taxonomy, and we can also reflect this level of Bloom taxonomy into a question paper. So that we should be measured. Okay, now this student is appropriate, they are achieving this task, or some of the students they are only understanding the fundamental. So that is very important, and we have to just go through this one. This is the Bloom's level. They can divide into the 6 level. Level 1 is the knowledge, comprehension, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. So in every subject, we can ask the Bloom taxonomy level. Okay, what type of level of question we have to ask to the student. So now, as I have to discuss, the knowledge basically it is a type of, you can define Ohm's law, define the Kirchhoff law. It is a knowledge. When we can say 2 into 2, so everyone should know 2 into 2 is a 4. But when we can ask what is the prime number between the 2 to 50, so you have to thinking over it how we can identify the number, how we can find out this is the particular prime number, those number which is divisible by itself, or 1 it is called as a prime number. So do you know the concept? That is called as a understanding. That is called as a understanding. Okay. So now, when this type of we have to use the questions and identify the pattern. That is, we have to use the analyze and connect. And sample verb, we have to use the create, compose. It is used for the synthesize. And in case of evaluation, we have to use the assess, measure, like that. So that is also reflect into the question paper. Then only we can identify now this level of question paper we have to achieve by the student. Now, the question again raised कि सर higher level जो होता है वो achieve easily नहीं होता है, तो वो achieve कहाँ पे होता है? That should be achieved with the help of project work or internship. उसके अंदर आपका जो top 3 levels है, that should be achieved. Now we can come to the revised Bloom taxonomy. It is the old version and new version. Only the difference is that in the new version we have to use the action verb, and the action verb is that remembering, understanding, okay, creating, analyzing, and evaluating. Like that, these are the 6 levels of we have to use only the action verb. But otherwise, the old Bloom taxonomy and new Bloom taxonomy, the difference is only this one. That is for the action verbs. So that is regarding about the Bloom taxonomy. I think everyone should got it. What is the Bloom taxonomy? So Bloom taxonomy will be reflect the question paper. Question paper के अंदर उस level का question आएगा. Then you can easily measurable कि इसको अपन measure कर सकते. ठीक है ना? Okay. Now, that is the fundamental principle of the NEP. That is vision of NEP. It's okay. We have to come to the Indian knowledge system. Now, I have to come to the very short. That is the academic bank of credits. Then we can come to the program outcome and Bloom taxonomy. And finally, we can come to the Indian knowledge system. Indian knowledge system is also one of the pillar of the national education policy. मैंने कहा national education policy के n number of pillars है, and it is completely not be in every university not be completely executable. But some of the parts we have to execute it, like another part. Hello. Another part is that regarding the program outcome. Third part is that the Indian knowledge system. So now we can come to the Indian knowledge system. What our Indian knowledge systems are there. So here, the ancient Indian contribution, we can just go through, emphasize the innovation and sustainability. That is in science, use the logic, mathematics, meteorology and civil engineering. You know, who is invention of the zero? The Aryabhatta invented the zero. So that all the Indian philosopher or Indian scientists, they can did a lot of tasks. But unfortunately, we have not patented and not identified. So now, in this today's session, we have to discuss what is our Indian knowledge systems so rich. So that we have to discuss here. In civil and structural engineering, we can give the example of iron pillar. So iron pillar of the Delhi, and we can call it as the step wells and water harvesting system. Water harvesting system, and we can another example we can call about the civil and structural engineering is that town planning in the Indus Valley civilization. So these all are the parts where we can use the concept of lot of years ago. They can complement it and perfectly they are working today now. Now, when we talk about the mechanical and aerospace engineering, the Vimanas is the ancient text like the Vivasika Sastra, rotating tools. Early machine you have to use for agriculture and textiles. Now, use of the gear, pulleys in a temple. Now, high quality steels, we have to use gold purification. These all are our knowledge system of the Indian knowledge system. And techniques for smelting and the alloy production is also the part of the Indian knowledge system. That is called as the ancients of the Indian contribution. When we can call about the Indian ancient contribution, that is the mathematics and astronomy in engineering. When we talk about the mathematics and astronomy, we can use the name of the Aryabhatta, we can name the name of the Bhaskara, and that is called as the Brahmagupta. That is giving the concept of zero, concept of infinities, okay, and the advanced geometry. So use of architecture, timekeeping, and navigations. When we talk about the water management and environmental engineering, it is the rainwater harvesting, ancient canal systems, and the temple tanks and ecological balance. So these all are the things we have to use for the Indian knowledge systems. Now, when we talk about the text, it is a Vastu Shastra, it is called as a Earth Shastra and Samagra Sudarshana. So that is we have to use for the case of Indian ancient systems. Now we can come to the why the Indian knowledge system should be correlated with the computer science. Okay, so nowadays every student they are moving towards the AI and ML. They can move for the natural language processing. They are move for the knowledge representation. So do you heard 4,000 of rules they have to create it by the Panini. That is one of the they can develop the Sanskrit language. So now we can come to the domain of perspective of the computer science. So here is the algorithmic thinking in ancient India, that is the Pingala Chanda Shastra. Pingala Chanda Shastra, they will be moved towards the describe the binary number system. So the binary number system normally we have to use for the 1 is the high level, 0 is the low level. Here it is called as a guru equal to 1 and Lagu is equal to 0. So basically algorithm for generating poetic meters, and poetic meter nowadays we can call as a recursor. The one statement that repeatedly executing the same statement that is called as a recursor. So recursor and combinatorics nowadays we have to use, but previously it's also used in the case of Indian knowledge system. Now we can come out about the basis of binary computation in the modern computer science, and we talk about the Pascal triangles. And Pascal triangles, that is a century before of the Pascal. So these our rich set of Indian knowledge system. When we talk about the Panini is the 5th and 4th centuries in the BC created a formal system of approximately 4,000 rules. 4,000 rules means that is the uses of production rules and meta rule, which is similar to the we can call it as a context sensitive grammar or context free grammar, when we talk about this is the nowadays, whenever you can come to the higher semester, you can move from the theory of computation where the Chomsky classification of the grammar. So nowadays we can use the Chomsky classification of grammar. The Panini is the Sanskrit creator for the Sanskrit language. They have already created 4,000 rules. So here, that is the recognized and basis of the compiler design, natural language processing, and syntax analysis we have to use. Logic and computation with respect to the Indian knowledge system, the Nyaya Sutra. Nyaya Sutra basically is system of the Indian logic resembling formal logic and deductive reasoning. So that is the concept of inference, fallacies, and valid argument extraction. Nowadays, we have to use whether the argument is valid or not, or invalid, or fallacy. Okay. So nowadays we have to check, but previously that is already proved by the Nyaya Sutra. But similar to the propositional logic used in the AI decision-making system and theorem provers. So nowadays, whatever we have to move towards the latest technology, it is already existing in lots of years ago in the Indian knowledge system. Then next is the structure model, how knowledge is acquired to the validate, and similar to the knowledge graph and semantic web, that is the principle in the form of artificial intelligence. That is dealing with the inference, memory, and cognition. We can come to the point of mathematics and computation. In case of computation and mathematics, Aryabhat and Bhaskar II and others, they can develop the algorithm and trigonometry, square roots, and solving linear and quadratic equations. Okay, so modular arithmetic in astronomy resemble of the cryptography, and the Brahmagupta is rule of zero and negative number. It is implied to the foundation of the number theory. So my concern is that to all the students, our Indian knowledge system is so rich. Whatever today we have to learn in the domain of computer science or in the domain of AI and machine learning, already that is discovered in the Sanskrit language. And nowadays, a lot of researchers, they are working to creation of the Sanskrit compiler. Because Sanskrit compiler is very easy compared to the English language compiler. No other language compiler is already wherever we have to run the program in a turbo C, we can use the C compiler or C++ compiler. But can you imagine? No one can be create a Sanskrit compiler. But Sanskrit compiler is compared to very easy because they have to create all the 4,000 rules at the time of 5 and 600 BC. So this is about the Indian knowledge system with respect to the domain of computer science. Philosophy and cognitive science, the concept of mind, consciousness, and self from the yoga and Vedanta. That is relevant to AI ethics, cognitive modeling, and human-computer interaction. That is called as a human-computer interaction, SCI. But nowadays, we have to use this type of paper for the latest trends and emerging technology of the computer science. Last one is the data structure. But data structure is very basic concept or basic subject for the computer science. But the data structure and memorization techniques. So previously in the Indian knowledge system, how we can using the hash table, how we can using the hash table. So that's why here the concept is that oral transmission, Shruti Smriti, used for the compression and lossless data encoding technique. Dear students, whatever the terminology we have to discuss here, you of course you can run into the second year and third year and final year, and you can correlate with the Indian knowledge system. Okay, so now that is called as a Padmapanna, Karma, Jata, and Dana. That is a recitation which is help to understand the data encoding, compression, and error checking. Now we can come to the know what are the challenges. What are the challenges? Now another question into your mind is that you can say like that Indian knowledge system is so superior. Then you tell me the evidence. So I can just give me the challenges. What the challenges we are facing and why we are facing these challenges so not implemented the Sanskrit compiler. Then we can come to the next slide. And mnemonic device used for resemble, hashing, and checksum concept. Okay. So this is regarding the structure, and that's the application in a modern computer science. बेटा प्लीज 5 मिनट आप साथ रहिए, मैं 5 मिनट में आपको वाइंड अप करती हूँ, ठीक है? Please. So applications in modern computer science, ancient concept क्या था and modern computer science concept क्या है? Please you have to remember Panini grammar, that is Sanskrit developer, creator. Panini grammars, they have to created already 4,000 rules. Here programming language or we can call it as a natural language processing. जब आप natural language processing पढ़ेंगे, at that time you discuss about the morphological analysis क्या होता है, lexical analysis क्या होता है, tokenization क्या होता है, तो उसमें क्या करते हैं? In the case of English language, we have to divide the word. Divide the word कर देते हैं अपन को उसको individual keywords and punctuation marks. उसको अलग अलग कर दिया. Same thing 4,000 rule में उसने ऐसे ही किया था. ठीक है ना? But another is the Nyaya. Nyaya logic, where we have to use all formal language. All formal language, we have to concept about the Nyaya rule. Nyaya. Nyaya rules में all AI and logic based concept we have to use. That is called as a theorem proving. Binary meter, that is called as the Pingla. It is in case of the ancient. But nowadays, what we have to use, we can use the binary number system. So every first year student, you should know in a computer programming, what is the binary to octal, octal to hexadecimal, hexadecimal to decimal. So these number system. But previously, it is used for the Pingla meter, that is called as the binary meters. Now the knowledge system. Knowledge system, that is called as a Pramana, that is the knowledge representation and ontology. Knowledge representation of what we have to use, we can use the rule of inference. Based on the some hypothesis, we have to generate the some conclusion. But previously, we have to use the knowledge system. Oral encoding system, that is called as the, here in the previously NCR, we have to use the oral representation, oral, but here, in the case of new modern computer science concept, we can use the data compression and encoding. So now this is regarding about the how the Indian knowledge system we can correlate with the computer science. Now also Indian, because how many of the students are from computer science? Okay, many of them computer. How many are from BPT? And how many from them forensic? So I can give you one or two slides for also for the BPT and forensic science.
They were there in
Okay. So I can just share me IKS in BPT. That is Ayurveda and physical therapy, yoga as a therapeutic practice, and Panchakarma, manual therapy, and evidence-based integration. These all are the Indian knowledge systems. Similarly, IKS for the forensic science, we have to use the ancient Indian laws and forensic toxicology, that is Agada, Tantra of Ayurveda, fingerprint and identifications, psychological profiling, and forensic anthropology. So these all are the terms we have to use for the IKS in the forensic science. In case of the Indian knowledge system, modern application and integration. Modern application and integrations where how modern Indian engineers are reapplying the traditional knowledge. Use the sustainable architecture, eco-friendly design. Do you know the previous जो structure बनते थे वो आज 100 साल हो गए वो structure maintain है. वह वास्तु का but nowadays जो structure बनता है वो क्या होता है 10 साल में टूट जाता है 15 साल में टूट जाते हैं सड़क. लेकिन अभी आप देखेंगे 100 साल पुराने स्ट्रक्चर रहते हैं. क्यों रहते हैं? क्योंकि उनके पास क्या था? उसके पास भी टेक्नोलॉजी थी. इंडियन नॉलेज सिस्टम इज अ वेरी रिच. ठीक है ना? So now ISRO and IIT drawing from the traditional system. Now what are the challenges and criticism? So need for validation through the scientific method. We want to require. We know that Pagani is giving the 4,000 rules, but we require the scientific rules. We require the scientific method to prove that. Now it is a we can prove that this rule is valid. Now risk for pseudo science if not critically studied and integration with the modern curriculum. So that is we can require some of the challenges and some of the criticisms to apply this Sanskrit language or our Indian knowledge system. But we would like to try, that is one of the pillar of also for the NEP 2020, that is the Indian knowledge system. We want to enrich the Indian knowledge system and we want to know that our Indian knowledge system is very best and already we have to previously we can work on this system. Okay? Now government initiative is that IKS division under the Ministry of Education in case of NEP 2020 emphasize on the Indian heritage in education, research center and academic progress. So this is all about the Indian knowledge system. Basically, today's my lecture focus on the Indian knowledge system with respect to the computer science domain, with respect to the PPT. We have to use very well slides for PPT and IKS, but mainly I have to show this thing. If you have any doubt, if you have any question, then please raise, because a little bit I am fast due to time constraint, and Subhash already mentioned me 30 minutes is there, so I can complete all this thing. But my mainly focus is that those who are computer science students, they should know. First thing is that how to create the ABC ID. Everyone should know. Second, they should know about the program outcome and Bloom taxonomy. That is a level of question paper. The third one, they should know about the Indian knowledge system. So these are only three pillars we can touch. I can say there is an n number of pillars for the NEP 2020, but we have to complete only one or two in this session, and later on we can conduct it more sessions. But my focus is that every student should know how to create the academic bank of credit, and the student should also know what is the difference between the APAR ID and the ABC ID. Clear? Any doubt? No. Now, my last submission to all the students is that Monday onwards, classes will be going on. So I request all the students, please maintain the discipline, decorum. If you have faced any problem, you can directly contact to me. My office number is 006. Okay? But the thing is that आप क्लास में रहिए, डिसिप्लिन में रहिए, क्लास कीजिए. आपकी क्लासेस नॉर्मल टाइम टेबल लगे हैं, क्लासेस होगी आपकी मॉर्निंग टू इवनिंग, ठीक है ना, 9:30 से लेके 4 o'clock, ठीक है? ओके, थैंक यू.
Thank you, Dr. Palla, for that very insightful session. Yes, you guys.